else is watching Singles Inferno like me? Okay, hi everyone, my name is Ogheneochuko. You're watching Ochuko's diary. Everything about me is on this channel. Reacting to TV shows, my vlogs, whatever advice. This is the one channel for it. I don't even know what to say. But today we're talking about Singles Inferno because I have a lot of thoughts. I have so much thoughts. I wrote it down because I have a lot of thoughts. I have especially season 4, because Singles Inferno season 4 is out for people that don't know. And if you've not been watching from season 1 like me, it's a show about, I'm just going to give you like a summary. It's a show about, usually it's like 6 male, 6 female. They are stuck on an island. They have maximum 10 days to like figure out their love of their life. But there are a lot of things I'm going to say, but what I'm going to say, like the main thought I have of Singles Inferno is that it's just a ground for gaining popularity, gaining fans, and pushing yourself to stardom in Korean entertainment industry. And do I blame them? No, because season 1 was entertaining, season 2 was entertaining, season 3 was like by far the most entertaining for me with the whole Hye and Hye-jin situation. It was super entertaining and very popular. So you know what, I don't blame them for going on that show to gain popularity. I mean, Shinsuke is literally about to be in a TV show from that show, so whatever, right? Whatever. So let's talk about season 4. Okay, I need to put that lip gloss on. So let's start. Firstly, I have love thoughts, right? Firstly, I'm just going to talk about like the characters themselves and everything that happened in episode 1, because this is like my rant about episode 1, and I think I'll be doing different videos talking about the different episodes. I have watched episode 1 to 4, but my thoughts are scattered through 4 parts. So, and also I think 2 episodes are coming tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So there's just a lot more coming, okay? And I'm also going to talk about the previous seasons and what I thought about them in comparison to this season, and just Singles Inferno at that. So it's going to be my little let's talk Singles Inferno kind of podcast. So welcome to my podcast. I think I need, this is going to be my mic, this pink lip gloss. Okay, so let's start. Firstly, I love the characters. I'm not going to use character, I'm going to use cast. Okay, I love the cast. I mean, right, so characters always enter my mind. I love the cast. I love the women more than the men. I think the women are even more than the men as of now. Today is January 20th, so tomorrow is when the episodes are coming. So obviously I think there's one more person I'm going to add, or even 2. We don't know yet. So excuse me. Okay, let's start. I'm going to talk about the women, or should I talk about the men or the women? Okay, the women were introduced first, and there are 6 women in total. I'm going to see if I can remember them off. There's Jung-jin, there's Hye-jin, there's Bae Ji-yeon, which is absolutely my favorite of the season. There's I have to see. Okay, there's A-rin, Min-sol, and Hye-jin. Who is Hye-jin? Okay, Hye-jin is the one with the big eyes. So from these 6 women, obviously Bae Ji-yeon is my favorite, and they were introduced like they came one by one. I think Hye-jin was first, and then I think Yuk-jin, something like A-rin, or they were like that. But then we had Bae Ji-yeon and one more person. So at that point they were like, oh, there are no men here. So we realized that we had 2 infernos, one for the male and one for the female. So that's where we start off. And obviously the panel is still like the normal 5 panel from season 3 with Dex, my favorite judge ever from season 3 till now. I still love him because he's the one that always has like a very distinct thoughts in comparison to the other 4. I love the other 4, but he always has like, I don't know if it's a foresight or he just has that progressive thought. He's just always different. So he is one of my favorite judges, and Bae Ji-yeon is my favorite cast in season 4. Okay, so from the cast, the 6 women, we're talking about the women first. So when they came in, the first thought I had at that point of the episode was that this is literally a competition. And I know dating shows have always been made to be competition so far, because we have Love Island, you literally win something. But I think that's the downfall of dating shows, the fact that it is a competition. Life isn't a competition. Life is all about your pace, my pace. If love becomes a competition, then it's not really love, it's more of like who gets to win. And you get to see that with the women when they come in, like they start kind of eyeing each other up, sizing each other up. Normally in life you do size people up, you do it, everybody does it, like even without thinking you are doing it, you are doing it. Like, okay, you might just look at this person like, okay, it could happen in your class. You have this classmate that's always regarded as like a very smart person, then you see that person like, that kind of that little is you sizing that person up. But the beauty of life is that you don't have to do that, and even when you're doing that, it doesn't have to always be like malicious. I don't know how to put it, but when you come to Things Inferno, that episode 1 of season 4 was so weird, because the women were just like, you get to, and then I'm going to get to that when I'm talking about the men. So you have this Sian looking at the other girls. She comes in first and she sits down, and then I think she sits down first, yes, and then the other women start coming and you start seeing her like sizing everybody up. I love Sian, by the way. She's very beautiful, but like you get to see her sizing. This one comes in and sizes this person up like, she's not finer than me, so I'm probably going to get all the men. Like, that's not the point of a dating show. But when it comes to Singles Different, that's been a persistent problem from season 1. When the women are trying to get who gets the most men is like, or the men who gets the most women is like the competition there, and it shouldn't be that, right? Or at least I think so. So that was like, I hate the part that it's, oh sorry my mic, that is being made a competition. It shouldn't be that. It should be more of a love challenge or whatever, but not less like a, not a competition anyways. But that's just my own thoughts. So for the cast, the females, I do like Bae Ji-yeon. I think Bae Ji-yeon is my favorite so far. And people will ask, why do you like Bae Ji-yeon? Because I could see the Korean stereotype coming out. She's a town woman. She's calm, but mostly because she's tan. She doesn't fit the standard KBS. So obviously she's not going to be as preferred as, you know, the other girls who do kind of fit that, and that is not taking anything from them. They're such beautiful women. At the end of the day, it's just society. So who knows. Okay, so for, I love Bae Ji-yeon. I just love that when she enters, and she has very good style. From episode 1 to 5, I was just looking at her feet and screenshotting it because I'm gonna be dressing like that in 2025. So we have Bae Ji-yeon, Lee Si-an, I like Lee Si-an, I like Jung-jin. Those are the 3 most popular girls so far. Then I like the girl with the big eyes. I call her, I think her name is Hye-jin. I like Hye-jin. I like Min Sol, and A-rin is my last. There's a girl, I think it's Min Sol. Okay, no, A-rin is like the quiet one, and we've not really seen anything so far from her. So that's my ranking of the females. And so far in episode 1, I really liked all the girls. I mean, I could see that everybody was competing, but at the end of the day, we're all here for ourselves. So I understand that mindset that they might have. And then we were introduced to the boys. So let's talk about the boys. Oh my god. Firstly, there are 5 guys, I think. There's Jeong-su, Theo, Tae-hwan, Dong-ho, and Jeong-su. I have to like, remembering names is very hard for me, but there are 2 people's names that stick out. There's Dong-ho, and actually there are 3: Dong-ho, Theo, and Tae-hwan. Tae-hwan is a very quiet, narcissistic guy that I showed you his video where he was talking about how he's so pretty that people be fighting him and then they like stop fighting him because they're pretty. That was so weird. Hearing that in episode 1 was like, what? Be so for real. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. But like, nobody ever, it didn't even happen. I'm going to behave like I did not watch that. Then there's Theo comes in and is like, yo. And I did not see anything wrong with him saying yo, but then I go on TikTok and I'm seeing people saying that from the Korean society, you are not supposed to be so upfront. You try to be as much like as polite as possible, as calm as possible, because you don't really know who's going to judge you. And I do understand the society, but like, he just said yo and he made it so awkward with the although it's like it's their thing, which is very understandable. Everybody has that. Yes, it could come here and everybody's like, oh, yo, what's up? And then maybe another place is not going to be accepted. So I understand him, I understand them, and I understand him. But he's so far my favorite. Theo just has this good vibe. And then I think there's Jeong-su. Jeong-su is like another popular 8th boy of the season because he has this long hair and he's like the most chosen person so far. 4 girls literally chose him. Bae Ji-yeon, my babe, Lee Si-an, Jung-jin, I think either Min Sol or So. Someone, one of those other 2 people did that. 3 people chose him as well. Yes, we introduced the guys, and apart from like Tae-hwan saying that thing, I wasn't really icked out about any other guy. and then we just see them, and it's very obvious from seeing the five guys that one person is going to obviously stand out. And I think it's Jeong-su for this season, even if I don't want it to be him, because I can see he's not really here to find love from the episode 1 to 4 I've watched. But I'm going to talk about episode 1, right? So I think they participate in a swimming challenge, and Jeong-su ends up winning this challenge. And then there's also, I think it's Dongho. Okay, sorry, Jeong-su, another very calm guy in the season, who gets to be number 2. So the way they do it, the two male that win are transported to the girls part of the island, or the girls island, and they get to choose between the 6 girls, one person, and the other person chooses another. And so this is where it gets very tricky. Like I said, from the 5 guys, I'm just going to talk the 5 guys. My obvious favorite has to be Theo, and for now I'll say Jeong-su. Okay, I'm using for episode 1, I would say Jeong-su, because he just looks very different and unique for me, and I think that's going to sell a lot in this season, because it's somebody we've not really seen before. It's artsy, he has this cool vibe, he dresses really well, and his long hair as well, so obviously. So Jeong-su wins the first competition and is transported to the female side, and then he gets to choose between the 6 girls. One person is being sick to paradise with him, and choosing that person, he chooses our girl Yung-jin. Yung-jin is the one that smiles a lot. She's a smiler, and she's a laugh, and I think that's what really attracted him. Apart from being a very beautiful person, she laughs a lot, so he gets to pick her. And I think he was I'm not in his head, but he was looking between she and somebody, but I cannot really say who. But at the end of the day, he picks Yung-jin. They go to paradise, and I think that's like the fastest paradise we've had in like the entire 4 seasons of Singles Inferno. So they go to paradise, and they have a good time. It was so good for me. Like, watching their dates was more interesting than watching Sian and Jeong-su's date. I don't know if it's just me, but it was super interesting. They had this good vibe, so I was wondering when episode 2 happens. I'm going to talk about episode 2 tomorrow. So the second guy comes up, and it's very obvious his eyes are on Sian, and he gets to pick Sian. Their vibe is very different. With the first couple, you have Jeong-su. Even if he's laid back, he talks a lot, so he kind of carries the conversation as well. And Yung-jin is a chatter. She chats like me. She chatterbox like I am a chatterbox. So she chats, and the conversation just goes really well. But with Sian, you could see that Sian was making more of the effort to talk rather than the guy. So that's that. Okay, so when they come back from paradise, the episode cuts. Okay, so I think it cuts to them having to separate, which is like a constant thing in Singles Inferno. They will separate and have to like recoup with other people. So that's where episode 1 ends. My thoughts on episode 1 so far: I think I like the little changes they made with making I just like the little changes they made. I love the judges, although I feel like sometimes they be picking words a little bit and having favorites for off the bat, which is very, very okay, because at the end of the day, even us as viewers, they're like viewers as well. So they might, it's okay to have a favorite. I have a favorite off the bat, and I stick with that favorite to the end. That's how I did in season 1, 2, and 3. So it's not a surprise for them to have favorites. Okay, so my thoughts on episode 1 has been okay. It seems interesting, and so far I would say, even as I've watched 1 to 4, I'm very eager to see how episodes 5 and 6 will be received by everybody and by myself. So I hope to see you in part 2, where I talk about episode 2 and 3. Goodbye.